From a virgin to a singer. This story is half of a yet-to-be-fulfilled plans of action. Other than a political activist, I am also help someone who organize a lot of singing concrete, contest and other recreational activities. People so desperately want a few minutes of fame in the stage with many shades and colorful beams that would pay hundreds of dollars. That is a good business even when most of the tickets are given out freely. Some singers would receive tips on stage, but the organizer Mr. Lee reject this mainland China style of performance, so the singer could get their tips at the backstage and any place that is not visible to the audience. Before 1997, most of these shows prohibit bribing, but as more and more of those organizers recruit singers and performers from Communist China, that has become a standard in Hong Kong. Show business, monopolized by TVB after ATV shut down due to years of lose, then Silong reject to grant HKTV owned by billionaire Ricky Wong is tightly controlled by a small group of billionaires. The change over the years in the board of director for both ATV and TVB is addition of red capitalists from Red China, and when that coincident with rumor that Miss Asia is a company in trip to Shenzhen, then managers of ATV attempt to drunk those ladies to sleep with the big boss in Red China. In a place where money could buy the chance to penetrate little baby girl's ass or vagina, and the implicit rule for all female actress to get popularity is by sleep with powerful communist members or their friends and relatives. One could imagine how similar things would happen to those girls who want a front acting role in a crime detective type of drama which she is raped. There would be a man test drive her sincerity on playing the role of being raped. How to be assured that she looks like really being raped? A rich guy just took her virginity last night before the scene is acted next day, when she remember how an unwanted hand from a fat body tear her bra away, grasp her boobs in an uncomfortable way, suck her nipples like a baby while force his tongue in her mouth, along with an unwanted penis forcibly thrust into her unexplored vagina with little concern of how she felt until her vagina detected some cream and juice shot from her small tunnel to her womb. That has happened several times, so when she act the scene she remember the pain from breaking of the hymen and act exactly like she is being raped by someone claimed to be schizophrenic. Thereby the access to those top stockholder is considered a highly valued asset for man. I gained that accidentally when I met some of the localist activists in the Mongkok occupation movement. I go out originally for ONS with a cat girl, but she is not there. I met other guys instead, then I was added to an activists insider WhatsApp group. I randomly add those acquaintances to my contact list, and just happened to know someone who knew Mr. Chu, the billionaire who owned a lot of stock in the Big Four Music Production Cooperation and in TVB. As luck of me, that day I was really lucky in knowing Miss Book, who is barely 14 years old, and she took place in a singing contest which I am the accountant for the scores, thereby I made a lot of photos of her secretly and openly. There is nothing unusual happened that day, so I have nothing to talk about here. What is interesting happened later when she is in the rank of high score but failed to enter the next round of final competition. It is when I smell something fishy there. I don't have concrete evidence since I haven't photographed the scoring sheet. When I dig her up in the internet I realize she is a TE student which take part in many extracurricular activities and often get award from there. She also has a sister that is 2 years younger than her which is not mentioned anywhere. She has quite a boob for her age and dress casually, and I am certain she is still a virgin waiting to be deflower violet, which make her fall in love with man's dick, and develop an instinct to suck any guy's dick on command. It would only happen if a man gave her 5 or more ragsum in a roll, then she would resist any sexual request from a man like 3p/4p/5p. She could be trained from an innocent girl to devil's daughter in one night. If it wasn't her father have some financial trouble, then I probably wouldn't have any chance throughout my life. Many girls enjoy the vanity of being a celebrity at the center of attention with many news about her, thereby it is no longer news that the teenager girl sleep with manager to get their place. I had a case when one such manager who developed that girl's singing career as well as develop her sexually. He is having such a good time when all his cum is inside such a young girl that he even come to her school's door to wait for her and try to persuade her for one more night. Strange enough that the girls agreed and go to a love hotel with him, washing together in a shower, fuck for a night then go out happy. However, she later sue him for rape and other indecency. The court turned down her case and said, if you are forced to have sex with him, you will grasp any chance to leave in that day and night. And at most you would be passive fucked by him in the bed, but you will not go to shower with him, and exploring his body and dick while let him exploring your body and vagina, for 2 hours. You have so many sex with him that night and I can hardly see how involuntary you are. Next day according to the camera you are happily holding hand with him when going out. Again I fail to see any unhappiness or incooperative in your part. He doesn't drag you out nor he is dragging you in, nor you are drunk or under the influence of drugs. The unspoken part of the sentence gave by the judge read, I thought you two are business partner and sex is part of the deal for him to get you famous and rich. You believe him once and you believe him again. What make you unhappy is you are not as famous and rich as you want it to be, and you think with your little labor in the bed and being a slut, then you make a shortcut and became the next millionaire. Court is not the place when you want compensation of not getting what you want with this indecent proposal. Or I would expand it here, you get used to sleep with man as a make rich quick scheme, then soon enough you will encounter cheater and all sort of schemers and con actors. And soon those cheater would make you pregnant and leave as you are merely one of his toilet, shoot come and go. If you want refund, please return all his sperms and body fluid shoot to your womb. But as Miss Book's father encounters some financial trouble when doing business with partners in communist China, there are hundreds if not thousands of factories went due to economic recession. He want to loan money from the banks but those bank also had borrow so many money to the Red China's business and they are yet to return the interest, thus either he have to pay heavy interest or he has no money to run the business. And according to the agreement of cooperation with the Chinese partner in communist China, if there are no enough capital to sustain the business, the Chinese partner could buy the stock and increase his share in the company. To Miss Book's father, that is not an option either. He don't want everything to be fully owned by his business partner and eventually kicked out of his own company which he spent 10 years in the making. It is in such a background that Miss Book WhatsApp and said she really want to be in the part of entertainment industry and ask if I could help. It looks like she had contact many but refused. I was somewhat famous in Facebook as an activist and she recognized me from the photos. I reply to her say yes, I can arrange someone who knew someone in the circle to talk to you. Let's make an appointment for meeting in a night by yourself. And you expect that would be a long night since there is a lot to go through. Entertainment industry is very complex, and you owe me a big favor. Then that night we met in a karaoke with Mr. Cooey which we already talked about how to share this young virgin's body. I also ask her to dress attractively to impress that guy, so I can easily reach from her cloths to her underwear and play with her tunnel. She arrive early and I am the only one there. I tap her shoulder and tell her about the hints of how to handle my friend Mr. Cooey while my hand quickly reach for her breasts outside her cloth then start floundering it. She tried to push me away, and I said if you resist I will leave and you will see no one today, and I would guarantee nobody in the industry would be interested in you. She stopped reluctantly when both of my hands are playing with her breasts like the mouse. And occasionally I taste her face then whisper to her ear, don't worry, we won't do anything to you if you are willing. We are not going to rape you. Soon enough both of my hands are under the cloth of this virgin girl to play with her breasts and her face became red and start perspiration. Then I said, men like this kind of look in a girl's face, it look most persuasive. Then she wonder if I make an appointment with my friend or not. I said he would appears as I call him when you start sucking my dick. So reluctantly she start put her mouth to my dick and try to engulf it while my hand go to where her tunnel is and start rubbing it in the outside. She have no experience in blowjob nor she is very talent to do so. All she could do is provide her mouth as a tunnel just like her vagina for my dick to fuck vigorous until when she have difficult breathing. And at the time I am coming, I pull up her head so my cum spread from her throat to her tongue to her face. That is when my friend Kui come it with sperms on her face. I introduced Miss Book to him, and ask her to singing. And after she sing her song she is in between two men with hands all over her yet to completely mature body. Her boobs are very firm that could withstand grasping and twisting and tearing from two strong men. I said to her, if you serve my friend well he will introduce you to important person within the industry, thereby she took enough we gave. My friend is not so gentle when he drag her to the toilet and ask her to be mouth fucked, and he want all his cum swallowed. Later he invite me in so I play with her sensitive body and exploring her vagina and hymen while he is training her tongue with his dick. His pretext is a singer need to be very flexible with her tongue. So she would have to make him come with just her tongue? At some point of time I can no longer control my urge when I see her hymen and the pale red tight tunnel, therefore when she is facing my friend and serving him with her tongue on his dick, I use my finger on her wedding cunt then finally thrust my dick in her unexploited hole. I see virgin blood spilled on my dick and ignore it while keep fucking her right into her womb, and she start to enjoy it when she has a happy look. My friend spill his seed in her mouth 3 times and she swallow it all when I shot into her womb. Then I exchange position with my friend and ask her to clean up all the virgin blood in my dick. She began to act more like a prostitute and sucking my duck like drinking from a plastic tube while my friend put a huge dick and thrust it all in her just explored tunnel. She would have to relieve her pain by massage her clitoris. He rotate his dick to get a more complete picture of her cunt and he exclaim, "So tight, it is tight like a virgin." I generally last longer in her mouth and almost reach orgasm with my friend Kui at the same time. At that night we bring her to a love motel so we both fuck her fully from head to tail, just leaving her ass intact. Since that day she became our sex slave and she serve us whatever we felt like. Since I have more spare time so I fucked her most of them, and I never ever use any condom on her, she have to buy herself contraceptive. We do kept our end of bargain by introduce her to the real Kui which is needed after a month and half. After she slept with him that night, just like a virgin, she quit school to become a singer. But whatever she see me, she knew it is time to serve the master and she will always make time to have sex with me, and I never get tired of fucking her.